Welcome to the Black Girl Bravado podcast, your weekly fix for all things mental health and wellness. I'm Brittany.
And I'm Germany. And not only are we besties, but we're your besties. You heard me right. It's homegirl vibes here.
Get ready for the girls to dish the real, the raw, and the fucking funny.
And listen, we may drag you, but it's always in love. Let's start the show, cuties.
Hey y'all, welcome back.
Welcome.
For real this time, because we were on a little break.
I was like, what do you mean? Yeah.
A little break, a little hiatus, but we're back.
We're back.
And we're in the new year.
And it feels good. Happy 2024, y'all. You know what I thought today? I said, I'm just getting used to writing 23. And now I got it.
Not just.
Seriously,
I know. You know what? I feel like 2023 is one of them years that I could write forever.
Oh, 23?
Yeah, like 23, because that's my birthday.
Oh, I was like, damn, I was just getting used to writing that for the year. Now I'm going to be like writing 23 when it's 24
Girl.
For the first 4 months.
And saying Happy New Year for a month.
Yeah.
To start off the emails. Hey, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Hope you had a safe holiday.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's good to be here with y'all.
Yes.
With each other.
I'm so happy to be here. I'm so excited for really I'm a New Year girl. I know our Black community likes to acknowledge the New Year at different points in time, but I'll acknowledge it then. April is the official. The whole type community.
Oh.
Solar.
Because we hibernate. Oh, it's the
solar, because in the spring.
Yeah, that's really when things are coming anew.
Exactly.
I'm on the calendar with it. It's all good.
Right.
I'm
right.
on the calendar with it, y'all.
Is this the Mayan? No, I don't know. This isn't the Mayan calendar. This is the traditional. Anyway. I like fresh starts. I like new months. I like new weeks. I like new years. I like new. So I bask in it. But anyway, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm feeling alive.
What has you feeling alive?
I'm feeling fresh. Like you said, new year, new things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a new energy, but I'm feeling good. I had some travels recently, which were nice. I was in Miami for a little bit.
I'm out here in Miami.
It was cool. Celebrated on
Was
the
it hot?
birthday. No, it was perfect weather.
Okay.
It was perfect weather. Because I went a few years back for my birthday and I'm like, ooh, I'm sweating. As soon as you step outside.
Oh, because your birthday's in October.
Yeah, it's a different type of humidity you're battling with, but it was so nice. It was just the perfect amount of breeze, the perfect amount of sun, no rain. There was one night where it started randomly raining and I'm like,
that's Florida.
I hate a tropical storm.
That's Florida.
I hate that. I was like, damn, we all outside. I got a sheer top on. I had little nipple covers on. I said, they was already barely holding on. I said, it can't get wet. I'm like, baby, they gonna
say, attention! The bone crusher.
It was gonna hit the floor. I said, look, if these motherfuckers come sliding down,
down my
stomach, I'm like,
it's gonna be indecent exposure.
It's gonna be what it is. But I had a really great time. It was nice.
Did Andres enjoy his birthday?
He did, girl.
Mm-hmm.
Once he was signing up for a tournament,
I saw him doing that, I'm like, he's living his dream.
I said, this is very on brand for you, boy. I'm like, what do you want to do? Should we have our own little event, like dinner plans before we extend the invitation out to your friends? He's like, I'm playing basketball on Saturday.
Fine.
So, girl, that's what I said. And this is why we talked about this on the check-in, his birthday, and how I wasn't like, not putting effort or energy into planning any things, but I was just like, I'm going with the flow. If you want to go with the flow about your birthday, I'm going to match the energy. And that's why. Mm-hmm. Because I'll try to plan a romantic dinner and Andres will be like, I want to invite all 20 of the homies who are in town right now too.
Mm-hmm.
I said, just let me know what you want to do and who's confirmed.
Yeah.
Because there's a $10 per person cancellation fee.
Ooh.
And it ain't going to be all on my card.
Yeah,
baby.
no.
I said, really, really figure it out. But we had a blast. Can't wait to go back.
That's good. You always have good experiences in Miami.
I know. I really want you to come with us so you can have like a true Miami experience.
Yeah, because I haven't had it yet.
Like, where you
I haven't had it yet, and I've been so many times.
Really?
Yeah, 4.
I didn't know 4 times. I thought you just have gone 2 times.
4.
Wow, and none of them were
I went like one for Memorial Day weekend, and how that get.
Yeah.
Once for Kayla's birthday,
Mm-hmm.
once for a cruise. Like we went there before. Like I was going to the Bahamas and we went to Miami before, and we had like a little night out, and it was just like we weren't in a hot spot. So I've been 3 times.
Okay,
I've been 3 times.
3 times.
Yeah.
And none of the times really wowed you.
Yeah, I was just like, okay, and it's so expensive to get there, and it's not cheap. So when I go, I really want to, have a time.
Yeah, and that's what I really appreciate. Like, once we get there, everything is just like in place, taken care of. It's just a vibe, and I would love for you to come and like have that experience.
Yeah, well. Like I want to go. Like I've never known the places to go.
Yeah,
there, so I just be there like looking up shit on Yelp or something.
Yeah,
and it's a place where I know it's lit and popping and lively.
Yeah.
I just need to know
where to go and who to talk to.
Where to go and who to know.
Yes.
So,
and it really is all about who you know, baby.
Listen,
it always is. But I've had a great time. I've had a great time. I'm having a great time. All of the things. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Yeah, I'm feeling good. Honestly, I've been having a good time these past couple of weeks. I have been having a good winter, end of the year. I've been intentional about it, like combating my seasonal depression, making sure that I'm doing things that are making me happy, being outside, going places, getting into the holiday spirit to the capacity that I can.
Yeah.
And just not accepting things for how they normally have been and making them how I want them to be.
Period.
Honestly. And I've been loving that for me. I feel like I'm in my fun girl era.
Oh, fun girl.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? What does that look like?
Having a good time.
Oh, period. She's in her fun girl.
When I reflected deeper on my 2023, I know we had our wrap up, but I thought I really had a good time this year.
Mm-hmm.
A good time was had.
Yeah.
And my account is showing.
Yeah.
My account is reflecting the time that was had.
Girl.
Money was spent, but a time was had.
Yeah, and it's always an exchange. I've been thinking about my money in that way now. Like not so much of what I'm spending, but what I'm gaining. So I'm like, it's all good.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to come right back to me.
It comes back.
I've
been blessed that it be coming back.
Listen, thank God.
Keep it coming.
It got to be in a circle, baby. You got to be able to.
Keep it coming, okay? Keep it coming.
It needs to be in rotation.
Other than that, like I said, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling excited. I have fresh energy for what's to come.
Mm-hmm.
So here I am, and here I stand.
What was that? Usher
and Rick Ross. Is that Rick Ross? Here I am. Mm-hmm. Both of them. Yeah. Here I am and here I stand.
Yeah.
So we're here with y'all.
Today.
And
I feel like everything that we've kind of talked about leading up to introducing our new series or theme, rather. It's going to be a theme. Maybe it's not a series, it's a theme.
Yeah, theme series.
It could be both.
It could be used interchangeably.
However you want to look at it. Mm-hmm. We're kind of talking about what it is that we're going to be talking about this month. And that's really being that girl.
Yeah.
Right? Stepping into the era. I feel like right now, currently, saying what era you're in is so common and like
it's definitely we will call something an era so quick.
Yeah,
because I was in my not cooking era.
See, it's like I'm not in a coffee era. I'm in a tea era. I'm in a going out era. But
soft girl era.
Yeah, soft girl era. But I think it's really important, especially at the top of the year, to think about how we want to intentionally change and enter truly a new era of our lives. So this month, we're just digging into a bag of how can we really be that girl? It's giving that girl.
It's giving that girl, and I'm excited. I feel like we're going to really set the tone for an amazing year and really just an amazing life.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
We were really intentional about these episodes that we have coming up. And I know they're going to help y'all, but I'm looking forward to them helping me.
Period. I love that that we're helping you, but we're helping us. It's never just like, oh, we just put the content out. No. Like it definitely applies to our own lives and thinking about how can we, maximize the information. Because honey, I'll be applying. I'll be needed to apply.
We be having to apply.
Right.
We have to apply. Otherwise we're going to be stuck. So let's get into it. We're talking about stepping into our new era. Reinventing ourselves if we need to, because a lot of the times that's what being in a new era is.
Yeah.
It feels like a reinvention. And a new era is like the end of something and the beginning of a new period. a new time.
Yes.
New period of time.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I'm doing something that I haven't done before. I'm showing up in a way that you haven't seen me show up. I'm thinking different. I'm acting different. I'm looking different.
It's like a major shift. It's not like a new week, new tea kind of vibe. It's like a real intentional decision to, like you said, reinvent yourself. To really take everything that you've learned, almost like a culmination, and be willing to go back to the beginning, to start over, start fresh.
Start new.
Start anew.
Start new. And you know the thing that I have learned when it comes to these new eras, for me personally, because this is not the first time where I felt like the desire or the pull to want to do something new, to step into a new era. I have claimed eras that I haven't fully stepped into. And that's because there's been things in the way that have blocked me from fully engaging into what I need to be participating in or doing in order to enter the new era fully. So I'm happy that we're going to have this conversation, because that's where I'm at right now. I'm at a point where I'm tired of saying. I'm tired of claiming eras that I don't really be in.
And that's what I'm saying. We got to take the trendy out of it and just really, really walk it like we're talking. And we're really ready to stand on business, since we just throwing out the terms.
Yeah.
And I think a good rule of thumb is to be willing to reinvent yourself, or sort of enter a new era, maybe every 10 years. You know, every 10 years is like committing to continuous growth. It's basically saying I'm willing to free myself of any beliefs, any patterns, any perspectives, any people, any habits that no longer serve me. And again, I'm willing to start over at the beginning. And it's not to say that I'm going to just void everything that I've learned up until this point, but you get to use that as a foundation for the next thing.
I think it's inspiring too, because when we look at our lives like that, like the reinvention every decade, it helps remind us that life is not static. Because it can feel like that sometimes. It can feel like, especially as you get older in age and you get into these, we're in the third decade of our life, it feels like things are so set in stone. Because things have been the same for such a long time, even with accomplishments. Even with some things changing, I feel like this past 10 years, although there's been like growth and change, if I look at it, I can see some patterns, some ways of being that have been like that, for 10 years, and I have acknowledged them, and I'm ready for them to change.
And I also feel like a lot of times when we're looking at our life linear, you get so caught up in milestones. Like, I have to do this by that age, getting a house or shifting careers or whatever it is, we kind of map out our lives like check this point, that point. So to your point, when we are like, hey, I'm willing to shift and change and reinvent myself, then there does create a little bit of fluidity where we're not just looking at life as a destination, but more of a journey. You know what I mean?
I like the journey.
I like the journey too. And I think it would just be good to note that reinventing yourself or entering a new era doesn't mean that you're dissatisfied with where you are presently. It can mean that you kind of like where you are, but think it could be better, right? And it's also a time where you could celebrate the endless possibilities of what's ahead of you. That's what I like to think of it as. Like you mentioned, 2023 was a really good year. A lot of great things happened. But as we decide to reinvent ourselves so that we show up as the best versions of ourselves, and even deeper, give ourselves everything that we know we desire. Like, you're really responsible for making your life the best it can be. It's not in the hands of your partner. It's not in the hands of your parents. It's not in the hands of your family, your friends, society. It's literally right here. And I think that when we take that type of ownership and we say, I'm literally about to show up as the baddest bitch I know. Hits different.
It hits different.
It hits different.
It hits different. And the cool thing is we can use everything that we've learned from the past decade or 10 years of our life as a foundation. We can use that as leverage, the wisdom, the experiences.
The L's. It's the L's. The L's that we turned into lessons.
Yes, but then keeping an open mind for what the future can hold, because there's been hella L's. There's been wins. There's been L's. There's been pattern recognition. There's been, what the fuck was I doing? There's been, okay, I want to keep that. I like that. Using all of that as a foundation for what the next decade can be means we're already a step in the game. We already got skin in the game.
Exactly.
We're already a step ahead. We're not new.
No.
We're coming here with something.
Like Beyonce is really the queen of reinvention, reinventing herself and stepping into a new era. I feel like we can visually see
because 10 years ago that self-titled album dropped,
and I'm like,
she was in such a different era then,
and you can see it. When she shows up, she literally presents herself in the era that she's in. I'm like, oh, girl, you're eating this down. Mm-hmm. She ate the self-titled era up. I'm like, I can totally see Beyonce's growth,
baby,
and how she's evolved, how she continues to show up as a reimagined version of herself, and she's been able to pivot. I'm like, girl, you are the North Star. You are the North Star.
You are.
Also, y'all, we're talking about reinventing ourselves in such a positive way, you know, where we're really leaning to entering these new eras. But we know that change is fucking hard. It is not.
Yeah, because I would have been changed.
I mean, it's not easy. So change is one thing. Reinventing yourself is another. Like, that's a whole nother level of intensity that's going to come with, like, staying down for the come up. But the version of yourself that emerges when it's all said and done is really going to prove, like, nigga, you were able to put your back into it, to walk it like you talk it, to stand on business, to keep your word to yourself.
Yeah.
And be the baddest bitch you could be.
And pop out.
That's what I love. I love that a bad bitch can get badder.
I love it too. And I know it's hard for people sometimes to see that.
It is.
They start to question and asking, who's that girl? Who the fuck is she? Who the fuck does she think she is? You know, I feel like when you really pop out, maybe it's not even like, you know, I did this to pop out. Yeah. But it's just like people can recognize a shift has occurred. You're not who you used to be. Mm-hmm. People be like, fuck happened? Like, what happened over there? Like, what changed over there? You see it. Change has occurred. Reinvention has occurred. How do you envision your ideal self to be in this next phase, your new era, in your next phase of life?
As I was traveling on a flight, I was writing, I was being introspective.
And I like that. I did too.
I wrote some things down.
What is she looking like in this new phase of your life, your next decade?
In my next decade, I want to be even more sure of myself. Mm-hmm. I want to develop even more self-confidence and trust in myself. I like to be more bold and daring and take more calculated risks. That's one that I really want to do. That's how I feel like the best me shows up. Like, of course, I'm open to trying that. Why wouldn't I?
Open.
You know, open to trying things. And that's what I said. I like to be more free, not concerned with other people. and truly, honestly, I like to be more friendly and welcoming. I feel like the me that I envision myself is that way. And the me that my friends and family experiences. And that's what I also said, like the friendly me that like my friends and family know me to be, you know, like the close, like, oh, it's such a vibe.
Not keeping it so sacred.
Yeah. Like I don't want
like not
to
being
hoard.
A doormat, but allowing others to experience that energy in an authentic way where you really want to give it out.
Yeah. Like I don't want to hoard who I am and only keep it reserved for a certain amount of people. There are parts of my personality and parts of myself where I'm like, I only trust this with certain people.
Of course.
But I don't want to make it seem like, you know,
right,
that nobody can get anything. I like to challenge myself and do things differently. So the best version of myself is, you know, does those types of things. And I like to see myself as a mogul kind of woman.
Come on, mogul.
A boss ass bitch. Maybe not a mogul. We're going to start at boss ass bitch. I'm just going to say like somebody who's really about my business. I don't play. You know what it is? Think Issa Rae.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I'm saying when I say mogul. And honestly,
a multi-hyphenate.
Yeah. That's giving mogul. Yeah. Because once you have your hands in a little bit of everything, once you're creating wine, once you on the board of a hair care product, I mean, it's giving mogul.
Yeah.
You feel me? And that's what I want to do. I want to see things.
You need to tap into that Capricorn moon.
Exactly.
Because Issa Rae is a Capricorn, and I feel like that's real Capricorn vibes.
I want to see myself
standing on that business,
doing those type of things. You know, I want to see a girl on flights, taking business meetings, deals, talking to people. Hey, girl. I want people to be hitting my
babies,
all the things. Bring the baby over here. Yeah. That's the way I see myself.
Yeah.
In the next 10 years, like 45, girl. What are we doing? What the fuck are we really doing? You know? I want to feel so confident in like my self-image too. You know, like I feel good when I show up. Mm-hmm. And I want that light to radiate.
Oh, I want to see this for you too. This next decade for you really sounds
iconic.
Lit. It sounds amazing.
What about for you?
For me,
what did the girl write down?
Girl, I had to take a picture in my journal.
Oh, you are writing.
Yeah. So I said, what does my next era look like? The next era of my life looks like operating from my conscious mind. I want to be really making decisions from awareness. Now, sometimes when you're operating from your conscious mind, you can be too conscious and start like being aware of the fear and things like that. I don't mean like that. I mean that I'm so aware of my patterns. I'm so aware of the things that like, work for me, don't work for me. And I'm just really fully operating in that. I said that this is my high worth era. So the next era of my life looks like saying and doing, operating at a high and authentic level that is supremely original. I feel like in the social media digital era, it is this era shit, for real though.
Yeah.
I feel like it's so easy to just do what everybody else is doing subconsciously, like feeling like, oh, I like that. I want that. And I mean, I get it. I know how influence works. I get it. But I just really want everything I do, from my business to my personal style to the way that I engage with people, to just be so authentic and original. It's just like, that's Britney.
Yeah, you don't even question it. The way we feel about Beyonce.
It's giving that's Britney. It's giving like she really, I remember that girl.
Yeah.
Also, intentional connection and collective growth. I really want to intentionally connect with more people outside of like the people that I already know. Like I really have a yearning to just grow in that way intentionally. I see people like Andres. He does it so well.
Girl.
He's a master of it,
He
and
really
I
is.
really admire that in him. I really love that about him, and I would love to have some of that in me.
Yeah.
Doing less better.
Yes.
Sometimes my mind, my manifesting generating mind, because I can do so much, I will. And I'm like, we should do this. We should do that. I should be doing this. I should be doing that. But I really want to like zero in on a few things and do them so well, just to the best of my ability, so that I want to only be in environments that encourage my growth. There's a certain way that I see myself. I definitely see myself on planes and in first class on these planes. You know what I'm saying?
Don't want a middle seat.
I want to be in first class on these planes.
Every time I walk past and people are in those little...
Hate it.
I'm like...
I hate it for me.
Love it for you, though.
I fucking hate it for me. Like, I'm just really ready to be in these rooms, and not just to say like, I was in the room. I really want to have a place.
A voice, a contributor.
Power, influence, so that I want to carve out daily intentional time for my craft. Like, I really do care about this podcast, and I feel like in 2023, a lot happened, but I think it just happened because it was happening, Not to say we don't work hard, but I can acknowledge that there's an area of opportunity to really pour more of myself into it in an intentional way to really make it to what it can be.
Yeah.
One last thing I said.
Go for it.
Deep connections beyond the surface in this era. And I want to have the ability to articulate my feelings and thoughts clearly and with grace. Both. So I'm ready. And on a superficial level, the new era just looks like that I'm stepping into. This next phase of my life just looks like really being a polished bitch, okay? And I know people are probably like, you are polished, but y'all don't know the standard that I have in my mind for me.
Yeah.
It's different.
It is different.
It's different.
Like, this ain't enough.
It's different, and it's not about brands or nothing like that. It's about just a standard that's just like impeccable.
Yeah, the energy.
And I need to be there in this new phase of my life. Like you said, at 45, bitch, oh yeah.
It needs to be tip top. It needs to be tip top. No stone left unturned. We're on our
way. What's that?
We're going to keep talking more about being in a new era and the energy around reinventing yourself. Y'all just know we got to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Okay, y'all. So let's get into some reasons why we may feel like we want to reinvent ourselves, because they're needed. There's different reasons. So the first reason is you're ready for change. This is me. I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Even when life is going well, sometimes we feel like there's nothing really wrong. It's just like a yearning, an itching.
Yeah.
I feel like that's how I've been feeling for a while, kind of like something got to shake.
Yeah. You just need a little change of pace.
Yeah. Maybe you've been at the same job, working in the same career field, seeing these same coworkers every day, and you feel like, you know what? I've seen what I've needed to see here. I've reached the ceiling.
And maybe that's the vibe I feel like I'm in. Like I'm ready for a little change of pace in my career as well. The one that I'm working, the white man gig. I ain't said that in so long. Entrepreneurship. Perhaps you're an entrepreneur. Maybe you don't work a white man gig, but the way you've been going about your business or what you've been focusing on in your business, you're ready to maybe embark on a new endeavor, explore some other things, collaborate, partnership, whatever that might look like. Maybe you're at that phase.
I feel like I'm there too.
Yeah.
We're here. Also, like maybe your personal hobbies and habits need to change. You've been doing the same thing for a while now and you feel like, okay, this served me at one point in my life and now I need to do something differently because life can get really monotonous. You know, you can be going to that gym every day and then you actually might need to start going to a different class.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That happens. Another reason for reinventing yourself is your dreams are unfulfilled. Your dreams are unfulfilled.
The same thing stays on the vision.
The same thing stays on the vision board, and even deeper than that. So many of us have goals and desires, things that we want to do, but the stability of working a 9 to 5 has us in shackles and chains. So we go get our corporate jobs, we go get our government jobs for our stable paycheck.
Why is it always a government?
Listen, pension, baby. Because if you could get in with the post office.
Yeah.
Or the VA or, the city.
Just federal.
You know what we do. That guarantees food is on the table. Money's in our pockets. But sometimes our passions are screaming at us that, girl, we have things that we want to do. And if you're in that boat, maybe the reinvention period of your life looks like betting on yourself.
I'm in the boat. I can honestly say that I'm in this boat and I'm just like, I've been feeling like I need to be out of this boat for some time. Yeah. I'm just wondering, when do we have life vests on it?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Do we have life vests on the motherfucking boat?
Yeah. I would so love to jump off the boat.
But we need a plane.
But I can't swim. You feel me? I can't swim. I can't. And that's scary. That's scary, but I am ready. I'm like, it's almost like being in the boat and there's nothing, like you're in the middle of the ocean and you're far enough where, you could technically swim to shore and save yourself, or you could just sink.
And here's the thing.
Like if there was a hole in the boat.
Right. I don't think we're at the point where we can jump out of the boat yet as far as like this entrepreneurial pursuit. But there's other things that we can do here to shake some shit up, to provide the life vest. You know what I'm saying? To where we feel like we can jump out of the boat. I feel like we haven't been able to jump out of the boat yet because we haven't done those things. But I know
feel like
that
there's been little opportunities where we jumped out and jumped back in. The retreat is one of those experiences where we like sort of betted on ourselves and it's like testing it out, right? You're testing out. What would it look like to jump out the boat?
Right. I feel like we don't jump out. I feel like we put our toe in, like we put our hand, you know how you feel the water? Because like we do something and the way that our minds work is like we'll do something like, okay, we did it once a year, when it's like if you really want to be in it, you got to do it more. You know what I'm saying?
Brittany and I, we are such, the millennial mindset is
We're
real.
Corporate mind, like in a sick way. In a sick way.
Millennial minded, y'all, it's sickening.
In a sick way. And like I know that it's possible because I see other people doing it. Like I saw these podcasters, they be going on a trip every month. And I'm just like,
I mean, there's proof of concept out there for sure. It can be done. It's just, are you ready to do it?
And that brings us to our next reason of reinvention is you're unhappy.
Yeah.
You're not happy. Deep down, we know when we're not living up to our full potential. And I feel like that's when I have my little mini moments of depression where I'm just like,
what the fuck,
Lord, I know this ain't what you want from me. I know this is not what you want for me. I feel sad because I feel like there's untapped potential. I'm waking up every day. I'm doing these things that are not horrible, but I just feel like there's more for me. So if there's an area in your life that you're not content with, you have the power to make the necessary changes. That's really what it is. Sometimes I get in the mindset too of like, somebody got to rescue me from this. Somebody got to come save me from this. Who's going to help?
Been my man.
Yeah.
I hope he rich. I hope he doing this kind of job. we all feel that way. Trust me.
And when you get like that, it's time to reinvent. The moment where I feel like I need somebody to come save me, whether it's a rich nigga, somebody with an opportunity, or
something that you don't possess,
something outside of myself.
Yeah,
a reinvention needs to occur.
Or if you feel like you're in a rut. You also mentioned like waking up, doing the same old, and not really feeling inspired. Is there more? Can there be more? When you feel yourself in those kind of positions, it's time to move around a little bit. It's time to stretch out a little bit.
Yeah.
So what is personally motivating or inspiring you to seek this reinvention and embrace a new era in your life?
Feeling like I've been in a rut.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Feeling like I've been in a rut, and like I said, feeling like there's so much untapped potential, because like when I really like look at this vision that I have for myself, it's so much bigger than my current reality. And I feel like you said, like I get little peaks of it, and I feel so good when I get the little peaks of it. When I get the little taste, I'm like, this is it.
Yeah.
This is it. And it like kind of slips through my fingers. And I feel like I need to do a reinvention to where it's like, this is just what it is. It's constant. It's consistent. I live here. Yeah. I'm not visiting. So that's it for me. How about you?
I agree. It's just kind of living below the standard that I have for myself. And I think
that's what it really is.
I feel like we all have a standard for our lives and for the way that we see things panning out. And for some people, it's married, homeownership, kids, stay-at-home mom, business entrepreneur, whatever the standard is, this is the level of which I will feel my best if I'm at. Mine just looks like, nigga, I need to live really, really good. What I envision is being a lady of leisure almost. Like I want to be able to I want to do this work optionally. That's how I want it to feel. I want to feel like I have so much time. I feel so inspired by life that I can pour into this creative venture, and it shows.
Yeah. That's
what I want to do. And that's what's motivating me. The standard that I have for myself, life is good. There's nothing wrong with it right now. It's cool. I just know that it can be better. It can be better, and I could be doing my best.
And that's another thing. I want to stop gaslighting myself, because I feel like sometimes life is good, my way out of really tapping in and doing what I need to do for life to be great for me. For life to be how I really envisioned it. Yes, it's good.
Yeah.
But then I'm still having the moments where I'm like, there's just something more than I want. And I know it's not just you don't have to chase things, be content. It's not, it's more than that. It's more than that, because I'm not really chasing like a thing. What I'm chasing is a desire in my heart. Something that's been placed on my heart. Like it's something here. Shit. That I feel that I haven't tapped into yet. So I'm like, whenever I'm not there yet, I have these little moments. I'm like,
where is it?
What is going on?
And how can I get to it? I actually know how. And it's by committing to doing my best. When I was on the flight, I had read the 4 agreements again. I was like, let me just tap in because I got time. And doing your best.
Which agreement is that?
The 4th.
Okay.
Yeah, always do your best. I'm like, that's what I don't do enough of. That's what I don't do enough of. And I know I don't do enough of it because good gets me by. I get by so easily being good, doing good.
By just getting it done.
Yeah, like school was never hard because it's just like, I could be good and I'm good. I've never really like exerted the best energy. You get what I'm saying? I feel like there's moments. I don't want to say never.
But
there's moments, but it's not consistent. Right. It's not like I could always be like, I did my best. And obviously we know that our best fluctuates depending on what's happening. In the book, an example would be if you go to sleep and have 8 hours of sleep for the night, obviously you wake up refreshed. Your best is going to look different versus when you party all night, you drink and you come home, you on 3 hours of sleep and then you out there. But you do your best given the circumstances. However, I'm like, I want to get up and know I gave my best.
Yeah.
I want to
put it on the floor.
I want to be able to step back and be like, nigga, I did the best I could do today. Not like
I did it.
I did it. And sometimes I go through life like I did it. It was done. And that's really been eating at me, like my cognitive dissonance, knowing when I'm not doing my best. And I'm checking myself on that. I'm like, what pained me This is a real last moment. This is a real last moment. I'm just going to say it. So Brittany and I rotate. We take turns doing various things for the podcast, right? So it was my week to do the newsletter when I was in Miami. And I was like, oh, it's cool. I could do it on my phone. I could do it on my phone because I was not taking my laptop and I didn't take my iPad. And I'm just like, I should have, but I didn't because I just thought that I could do it on my phone. Mm-hmm. So when it came time to do it, I'm sitting there and it's like,
you couldn't do it.
This is best done on a laptop version. And I was like, is there really no ability to do this shit on the phone? So I felt like I let myself down. And in return, because I have this responsibility, let the business down. I let all of y'all who are reading the newsletter, who are expecting certain things from us. I said, this bitch, be prepared.
Yeah.
You have to be prepared. If you're going out of town, do the shit early, not like sitting in the bed at fucking whatever time trying to do it. Yeah. And then it doesn't get done. And I'm like, I didn't do my best.
Yeah.
I didn't do my best. And really what I want to do is be prepared.
That's
you
really
either plan to prepare or you prepare to fail. Mm. It's really simple. It's really simple, and I'm really sick and motherfucking tired of making excuses. Mm. And that's why I said, girl, we are in our do our best era.
We are.
We are in our do our best era. That's just it.
And that's what I'm saying. Even if it's doing less, better.
Yeah.
You know, if it's too much on the plate, take off what you need to so that the things that are on the plate can be good.
And done well.
Done well.
I'm like, I'm tired of it not being done well. I'm tired of it not being done well. And that's honestly with everything. It's not just this. It's like my life in general.
Yeah.
My life in general.
It really takes some effort in you showing up in all aspects of your life. Your health, your relationships, your romantic relationships, your business, your work. I mean, you really have to show up like, hey, I'm here.
I'm have to be today. Willing to operate at a high level. And that's what I want to do. I want to wake up and operate at a high level. You know, I want to get my rest. I want to wake up. I want to do my devotional. Like all of that is like going the extra mile.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's not just doing the little, getting by.
Yeah.
The girls are tired of getting by.
We're tired too. And if you're tired, stick around because we have some tips that are going to help you step into your new era. Okay? Right after this. Okay, y'all. So before we get into these tips, we have to make sure y'all are in the era of continuing to leave your ratings and reviews. But you know what? That's at the bottom of the scale right now. What we really need you to be doing this year is sharing the episodes. Let's run it up. Let's run it up. Let's run it up. If you got to send a text every day to one homegirl, post it on your social media medium of choice. Do that for us.
Yeah.
Because we're back on the map. We're in a new era. We're in a new era with this podcast being back widespread. And we need y'all to give us the same energy you gave us back in the day.
And where are the reviews? Well, now we back on the reviews. Where are they? From our Apple girlies. Where are they? Y'all used to be bumming in with those. And now I'm like,
They on Spotify, though.
I know, going up. Bring your asses on over to Apple and say some kind words as well.
Where your ass was at.
Wherever you leave your review, but I really want to see the girls on Apple turn up the heat. I want to see it.
While we're turning up the heat, the Homegirl Hangout is still here. So we're going to be starting our new book this month. We're back with a new year. We're going to be starting a new book. We also have an episode that we released about the cost of friendship, a bonus episode about friendship being too expensive.
Ooh, it's one you want to see.
So y'all love when we talk about friendship. I highly recommend you go over there and listen to that episode and stay there because we have bonus episodes every month.
Yes. I think that's it for our announcements.
That's it.
Gonna get back into this show, baby.
Okay, y'all, so we're back with some tools for your toolkit.
Yeah.
So
we just want to preface before we get into the tools that reinventing yourself and entering into a new era is a process. It takes a lot of intentional and hard work. And this type of work takes a lot of sacrifices, y'all. A lot of sacrifices. Because again, we're shedding behaviors. We're shedding patterns that no longer work for us, right? And although it is not easy, if we stay committed to the work, the person that we show up as, we're just going to be like, delicious. Yeah. It's going to be delicious. Okay?
It is.
So just know that you are committing to doing hard work, but you can do hard things.
You can.
All right, y'all. So the first step in reinventing yourself, becoming that girl, is taking inventory. We always say this, but self-awareness, this is the first step.
That's what I'm saying. This self-awareness, that ain't going nowhere.
It's always
going to be step one. And if it don't go nowhere,
one.
you not go. If it goes somewhere, then you not going nowhere.
So early on in this podcast, we always used to talk about taking inventory, which is basically doing a self-analysis, right? We want to, if we're really going to change and think about what it is that we want to be different, we have to take a microscope and look at our lives under a close lens. Right. So we want to review all of the areas of our life, mental, physical, spiritual health, finances, relationships, all of that, baby. And really be honest with where we are with it.
Keeping it 100 with yourself.
You got to keep it 100 with yourself. You got to be honest.
Can't sugarcoat it. Got to really look at it for what it is. Call a spade a spade.
Call a spade a spade. And I think that while we're thinking about what it is that we want to omit or change, we also can think about what is it that I want to retain. You know?
Yeah, what do I like here?
Yeah, because again, like we mentioned earlier, when you're entering in a new era and reinventing yourself, we're using all of the things that we've learned as a foundation, right? Our wisdom, our insights, all of that stuff. We don't want to just toss it all
It doesn't have to be a clean slate.
No, it's not. It doesn't have to be a clean slate. So, and a question to ask yourself is, what aspects of my current self do I want to retain in the reinvention process? What are some things that you wish you would like to hold on to?
I would like to hold on to my consistency. I feel like that's something that is instilled with me. I have the ability to be consistent, but I just need to be consistently great now, you know?
I like that.
So I would like to hold on to that. What about you?
I wrote a few things.
Period.
I like to hold on to being wise and insightful. I like to hold on to being
the wise one.
And
that's why she has a nail on her
leg. I like to hold on to being aware of my emotions and understanding the emotions of other people, being reliable and dependable.
I would love to hold on to that.
Yeah, being kind to my friends and family, being good with my words. Those types of things I do want to hold on to. Ask yourself, what type of stuff do I want to hold on to?
Yeah.
Something else that I thought, I was like, I really love that I'm self-sufficient. And I'm like, I don't want to hold on to that though.
The hyper-independence.
I'm like, because although that has served me well, I want to be better at being in community and leaning on people in a good way, in a healthy way. I know that I can always get it done, but I think that it's been to my
disadvantage. Yeah. It can be. That's why one of my things was like intentional connection beyond the surface, because I'm more aware than ever how much that is necessary for growth.
Yeah.
And it's so easy for me and even us to just be like, we got it. It's just us. We can figure it out, when we can't.
No, we can't.
We actually can't. Yeah. That's part of the reason why things feel the way they feel sometimes, because it's just like, we can do it. We can figure it out. We don't need nobody. We in our own bubble gang.
Time to pop it.
Yeah.
Time to pop it.
Another part of this inventory is consider your habits, your patterns, and your core desired feelings, which I have listed still from the original
baby. I know
exercise.
Top of my head.
I have them there on my computer. It's good to look at those every day.
Yeah.
Because once you encounter people and circumstances and situations, you can remind yourself and do a check and inventory of if whatever it is in alignment, Yeah. So that's that. Ask yourself, are there any habits or patterns from my past that I believe are hindering my progress, and how do I plan to overcome or change them? You got some?
Let me see.
I
do have habits that I know that are hindering. I have this. Let me see. I already told y'all procrastination.
Ooh, that's one of them for me too.
I can't. And then also the thought process that somehow I'll live a fabulous life without putting in the work it takes.
Delulu.
I'm like, in fact, my life will be basic and boring. That's what I wrote. And really, what I really wrote is, there's nothing, I wrote that and I wrote some more. There's nothing special about me that would grant me a life worth living and adoring if I don't commit to putting in the work.
Ooh.
Not just the effort that it takes for me to get by or maintain, because living an average life is relatively easy for me, but going the extra mile, the extra step, and putting in the extra work to really see the difference that I want. Another habit is not wanting to be seen or perceived by people.
Yeah.
That one. And then avoiding wanting to be cringe.
Oh, you being cringe. People thinking that you're cringe.
I'm just like...
Yeah, you'd be like, yeah, it's cringe. It's cringe.
It's cringe. Like, and I do not want to be perceived as cringe.
I know.
And also a habit that I want to work on, and like a pattern, is being uninterested in most things. like kind of not caring and being nonchalant about like shit, I'll be like, I just really don't care. And I don't want to be like that. I want to care. I want to be interested. Yeah. What about you?
I like that. So for me, definitely there's a procrastinator in me that has hindered me. It's like, just do it. You know, there's just an opportunity for me to just get stuff done. So many things are like, we should do this. I should do this. I could do that. And it's like dragging of the feet. I definitely want to not do that anymore. And that has hindered me in the past. The second tip to reinvent ourselves is have a goal and make a plan.
Yeah.
Both. Both. What area are you looking to change? Is it your career? Is it personal? Whatever it is, we're not just banking on our dreams, you know? Because we've dreamed.
We've dreamt.
We've dreamed. We've seen things. But in order for them to come to fruition, we really, quite frankly, have to have a goal. And outside of the goal, we have to have a plan. It is so easy to write up motherfucking goals. It's so easy to throw goals up there. But I have come to learn that without strategic planning and steps, that's all it's going to be is a goal.
Yeah. We're taking action.
We got to take action. So what you can do to take action to obtain the life that you want is to create some SMART goals. Break them into smaller parts that make them more achievable and manageable. What I know that I need to do this year is really break it down to where it's something that's happening like daily, if possible, weekly. You know, there's a bigger picture that I feel like I would write down and I'm like, I want to do this. And then I have nothing that's like smaller, that's tangible, that's really going to get me there. And I'm wondering why they end up still there. And I don't like that. So creating the smaller goals, breaking them down and then figuring out what the real plan is. Planning is essential. I was going to say we need to go on a planning retreat again.
We do.
But planning is so essential when we're working towards our goals and really creating this change because there's so many moving pieces, things outside of ourselves that we're going to need to tap into, different attitudes, different behaviors, which is why talking about this is so important because we're not going to be able to make the plan acting the same way. So the plan will be our compass and our guide when we're feeling lost, when we feeling like we veered off of the path and we're off track and we need to get back. We have the plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
And change doesn't happen overnight, which we all know. So when you have your plans laid out, that can serve as your tracking your progress. Oh, look, I did this, I did that. It helps us see like I am taking steps towards becoming this version of myself that I really want to see. I said that I was going to start showing up looking like a better, badder bitch. And guess what? I've gotten more clothes.
I have hair appointments booked out.
Yes, all of the things that I need, I can see that I'm making progress towards the goal. So yes, get your plan in place. Also, y'all, we got to get uncomfortable. If you're really serious about changing your life, the way that we say we're serious about changing our lives, then it's time for us to get outside of our comfort zones. And I am speaking to myself. I am really speaking up to myself. Most of us humans are creatures of habit, so much so that we will get stuck in our own ways, patterns, behaviors. We'll get stuck. So deciding to reinvent yourself means committing to the process of doing something that you've never done before.
It's quite frankly mandatory.
You have to do something you've never done before. So something that you can ask yourself and something that, I ask myself is, how can I stay adaptable and open to learning throughout this reinvention process? How? Lord help me, because I ain't never did it before.
Yeah.
But you can change up your routines, where you go, the people you hang out with, the type of music that you listen to, the type of things that you're consuming on social media, your FYP. Shake it up and see how you feel after you've done a little switcheroo.
The events you attend, I definitely want to attend different types of events.
I've made a commitment that I'm going to go to a few things. Yeah. Like social events.
Oh.
Yeah.
You already know the events, or you're just saying like you're...
I know one event I signed up for. Well, it was like a work event. Chris, she has her...
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I'm going to go. I'm going to support. Also, I want to get better at that. I want to get better at supporting people who are within my community.
I know, right?
And my network.
Same.
When they do something, I don't want to just be liking it and being like, that's so cute. I was going to ask you if you wanted
to go to candlelight yoga.
Oh.
That Marley is doing?
Yeah, for sure.
That's one of the things I would like that.
I would like that. So yes, y'all, get uncomfortable.
You have to do something differently, babies. Okay, next, learn to try things out. Have you taken the time to think about what inspires you? what you're interested in. Maybe you haven't had the time to explore and do these things, but you know that it's something that I'm interested in. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there's something that you like to do, but you feel like you won't be good at it. Sometimes that deters us from doing something. It's like, I would love to do that, but I know when I first do it, I'm not going to be good at it. But that's what you try it.
And remember, we're okay with starting at the beginning.
Yeah.
We're being novice.
Yes. And so use this reinvention period to try things out, gain some motivation. And even if you fail, keep trying.
Yeah.
We have to be okay with being beginners.
And that's how you build confidence.
Yeah.
The more you do new things, you realize, oh, I'm not bad at it. Or, oh, I can do stuff that's new.
Exactly.
And then you show up and try up some other shit.
Also, let's try different mindsets and perspectives. Our way of thinking is not the end all be all. And I feel like we'll get better at this by being open to hearing other people's perspectives, listening to different things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because it can really feel like our perspective is the way, the light, and the truth when we're talking with people who think just like us. And that's not the way it is. Okay? Yeah. So.
Next, we are going to seek support. As you are entering a new era, reinventing yourself, we know that there are people in our lives who want to see us where they left us. They can't accept the version of ourselves that will emerge.
Baby, they want to keep you there.
It's important to have friends or loved ones that you can lean on during this process where it's like, hey, I'm going to be showing up different and I need you to support me, right? But in the event that you don't have that or somebody to match the type of energy that you're on, we need to maybe look into life coaches.
Yeah.
Mentors are really good. Mentors are those people who are living the life that we want to live. They're already where we are, and they can help us with insight, giving us advice on decisions, help weigh in when we might feel like, I need some help. And something to distinguish is that you might feel like you don't have a mentor, but you really do, because mentors show up in two ways: direct and indirect. Direct is somebody who you personally know, right?
You can call them up.
You can call them, you can bang their line, hey girl, this is what I need, and they're there to advise you. An indirect mentor are your audiobooks, right? Your podcast, the books that you're reading, YouTube, things like that, where the Jay Shettys, okay? The Myleeks.
The Black Girl Bravados.
Yeah, the Black Girl Bravado. People that you call on and it's like they are able to offer me insight into how to make the next step. People tell us all the time, y'all, I listened to this podcast. It helped me break this pattern. I was able to share it with this person. I'm showing up differently in this ways. This is your mentor.
Right.
We don't know you directly. We're not having a conference call, but we are helping to guide you. And
Myleek is definitely my mentor, baby.
Yeah.
She's my mentor.
So consider that. We all have somebody who we can lean on.
We do. We all have somebody to lean on.
The harmony, baby.
We ain't lost that.
Yeah. If you don't have a mentor, ask yourself, who are some role models, some people who inspire you, where you can look to them and it's like, I feel encouraged by you. You mentioned Andres earlier. I too, I have him. I have a list of people.
You lay next to him.
Although I lay next to him,
the energy transfer.
I don't always be feeling that. I'm like, ugh.
You don't allow yourself to tap into it. You're looking at it probably like that's what he do. That's who he is.
Yeah.
But if you look at it from this lens, you can get that transfer.
Yeah. So I'm going to tell you guys who are some people who are role models that inspire me. So Kennedy. I think she has a great online presence.
She does.
And being herself and not worried about being like or looking cringe. I really admire that about her. And it's like very authentic. It's not in an overly curated way where I'm like, oh, she's a content creator.
We're talking about President Kennedy.
Yeah, President Kennedy. She's so cute.
Yeah.
And then I said Brittany's curiosity and commitment to learning. I'm very inspired by that. I love that. Andres's boldness and confidence, his ability to connect with people easily and not overthink too much of anything. He really is able to lean into the flow of his life and his gifts. And then I really admire Adrian's passion for pursuing Jesus. I'm like, there are people who are in my life who I do look up to, and I'm like, I'm inspired by that.
Yeah.
And I could take a little bit of that and plug it into my own recipe. So yes, you too have people you can look to.
Right. They don't have to be a mogul.
No, they don't.
They don't have to be a mogul.
They're
you can
everyday
take little
folks.
bits and pieces from people and really
and I think that
be inspired.
Yeah, that's something too. It's like, what do you like about your friends? If you're friends with somebody, I'm hoping that there's something about them that you feel like, I resonate with that, or I connect with that. Or I wish I had some of that in me. Take that and, spin it in your own way. Bring it to your own life. Bring it into your recipe. Yes. Okay.
That's for sure.
Now you can take us to the next.
Okay, so our final step to reinventing yourself is that you just got to take baby steps and give yourself some grace. I know it can seem very overwhelming because I get overwhelmed like, damn, I got to change some shit. I got to shake some shit up. Damn, this going to be
hard.
This going to be hard.
Nigga, it's hard.
But don't be afraid to take baby steps because you know what? We on a journey. We done gave ourselves a decade.
Yeah.
You know? So remember those atomic habits, the small changes, the daily habits, the systems, the processes that you can implement that aren't going to result in overnight change, but you're going to start seeing these gradual shifts happening, and you're going to be like, wow, I like this version of myself.
Yeah.
I like this version of my fucking self, okay? And also you're going to have to give yourself some compassion.
Yeah.
Some grace. Sometimes you might backslide.
The backs.
Sometimes, you might be like, ooh, what the fuck? I'm in my old era. Let me get back into my new era.
Yeah.
Or sometimes you might feel like you're coming hard on yourself because things aren't changing rapidly. But remind yourself that we are in a marathon of our own life. This is not a sprint.
Yeah.
And I know it looks like that because the way I see a TikTok, the way you're going to reinvent yourself, this is how you're going to step into your da-da-da era. I'm like, bitch, wait a second. I can't get the veneers to this, all that in one shit. They're like, you're gonna get this, you're gonna do that, you're gonna get the Botox. I'm like, y'all crazy as fuck. But anyway, give yourself some grace.
Yeah.
Okay? So ask yourself, how can I maintain a healthy balance between self-improvement and self-acceptance? And I really think this is great.
Yeah.
I really think this is definitely the question and the answer that will be provided is what's going to be giving ourselves grace. Like, I know I'm working on some things.
Yeah.
I know I have some areas that I can be better. But at the same time, I have to accept myself for who I am currently at this moment and for all that I have done.
Yeah.
And all that I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm. I love that. This was a nice full episode.
It was, y'all. So, we are going to transition into our final segment. It is time to pick up your pen. We're dropping a gem. Beauty girls to the front. Beauty girls to the front. Beauty girls to the front.
Beauty girls to the
front.
Yeah.
Okay, so beauty product coming. So y'all, a product landed on my desk.
The landing on your desk.
Danessa Myricks. She is a Black woman who gets it. I have told y'all about the blurring balm powder that I have been using for I feel like a year now. Maybe coming up on a year. But she has another product. So she has this serum. It's called the Yummy Skin Glow Serum. And this is like a primer that you can put under your foundation, your skin tint, your blurring balm powder. It gives the skin a nice glow. It comes in 2 shades, like a golden bronze color and then like a lighter one. I use the one called Juice Boost. That works good for me. It's like a warm copper bronze color that pairs really well with her blurring balm powder because that's a little bit more mattifying, but I still like a little glow to come through. So I feel like with the serum, I get a perfect mix of like glow, but not too oily. So this is good. It has hyaluronic acid and niacinamide, which work well for my skin. Just be aware of that when you're testing it out on yours because it has some shit in it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a cult favorite. It has 36.2 thousand hearts on Sephora. So it's saying something.
Yeah.
It's saying something. So I love it. Get your radiant finish. We want to look like we're glowing girls.
We'll put the link in the show notes.
We will. Okay, so we've come to the end of the road for this episode. I'm excited to be here with y'all.
It's going to be a good year. We're taking the power back. We are back in the driver's seat of our lives. And 2024 is just the beginning of our new era. For real. So y'all take everything in this episode and apply it. That's what we need to start doing. We're in the application era.
And let us know what era you're in.
Yeah, let us know.
Come on over to Instagram. Love you. Bye.